Lamentations chapter 2:4. You all right, you all right, bro? You in pain? You're a little confused. What you want to know? What you confused about? Them lying-ass pastors? You confused about that?
Nah, man. I guess the goal, for real.
Okay. The goal. So you want to get to the end of the race before start running the race?
Well, because...
Think about what I said before you answer.
I heard what you said.
Good.
I'm always listening.
Okay, good.
You said, I want to get to the end of the race before I start the race.
Right.
Start the race with the word you chose.
Right. So starting the race meaning you got to put your best foot forward first.
Right.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So for me, I feel like the race has started already. It started way before us.
Okay.
It's been going on since the creation of time.
Okay.
That's why I feel the race started.
Okay.
But I feel like the people who are on the same path to the end of the race become a group of people. Kind of like,
okay, I agree. If you're on the same path, yes,
right.
I agree.
You become a group of people.
Okay, yes.
So those who are going to the same place can become a group of people. I'm just. I know the good fight for me, like, is faith. Like,
okay.
Good
Faith
fight.
in what?
Faith.
Faith in what?
I didn't see an addendum in the Bible when I read that, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I want to add it myself.
Oh, okay. So you mean biblical faith? Okay.
Right.
Okay. Because faith is a belief system
Biblical
in something.
faith. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
Gotcha.
for me, like Marcus Garvey say, without confidence, you're twice defeated already.
Yes.
Right. So for me, because I understand, like, even prior to crossed over as Hebrew, our lineage goes all the way to God, right? So I always be confused. Like, for me, I feel like me identifying with God gives me confidence. And you said earlier, the souls of God live in us.
Right.
So for me, that identity right there, kind of like enough.
Oh,
it gives me the confidence to get out of oppression, right? And I feel like, I'm gonna wrap it up. The confidence, it's like you gotta be mentally free first. I feel like that knowledge of my connection with God and knowledge of my connection to the Hebrew, that moment in time, right? That tribe, that confidence in God gives me the confidence to say, oh, white man don't oppress me. But I hear a lot of talk about white man oppressing us still today.
Okay.
I feel like I'm already free.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right, hang on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Go back to Lamentations 2:14. Okay. All right. Hey, if you're already free, can you help some of us out?
I can.
Okay, how?
Go right now, UNIA-ACLgovernment.com.
Okay.
Get your membership right now.
Oh, UNIA, that's
yes,
Marcus
sir.
Garvey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm the first black president here in Atlanta.
Okay, so now, hold on. Slow down. What did the Bolsheviks do to the Black Star Line? Hold on a second. You are the vice president of the UNIA. The Bolsheviks sabotaged the Black Star Line, and then Marcus Garvey was criminalized. He was criminalized for selling tickets to the Black Star Line for ships that they knew didn't work. But the white man criminalized him for something that they did. So how is it we're gonna say, oh no, we're not oppressed, we're not free, but the mantra you follow shows the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of.
I'll answer that question. And he was right. I do want to focus on the end goal versus the starting point.
My man.
I wanted him to say
praises to the Lord.
You want to know why? Because my focus on
He said, I tricked you. I got you.
But our focus on what we can do makes us not have to look at the mistakes we made in the past. We study them, and then we look inside of ourselves for God to give us the answer to how to solve that. We don't stay at the fact that it happened and say, oh, we can't do it.
So here's the thing. I'm an admirer of Marcus Garvey. The same way I'm an admirer of Malcolm X. Admirer for those that love their people. And it's obvious that these men did. These women did. What were they all missing? Because everybody I mentioned had amazing movements in their time.
Right.
What were they all missing? It's one common thing.
I believe
in order to start the race,
when
you gotta know that.
Probably spirituality.
Well, probably.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where you're going.
I want you to think. Because the thing, what I told you before you answer, I want you to process what's said. I know a lot of times we answer out of very quickly without fully processing what was said.
What were they missing?
What were all of them missing?
Someone had spirituality, someone did.
All of them.
That can't be.
All of them. I can say that confidently. Every single one of them. Oh, what do you say? What were they all missing? Oh, man! Give me some, Ark. That's all. You gotta process it.
That's so true. Garvey had the commandments.
Listen.
Garvey pulls from the Bible.
Listen.
Garvey pulls from the Bible.
Again, I have Marcus Garvey books. I've read many books on Marcus Garvey. He was called Moses, actually. That was a nickname for him. Marcus Garvey always quoted the Bible. But was he teaching the people God's commandments? He was not. He was an excellent orator, just like Louis Farrakhan, excellent orator. But was he telling his people, listen, put down the cigarettes? No. Was he, like we just did? No, he's not doing it. Is he saying certain things like teaching, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, women shouldn't wear pants? No, they were not teaching that. None of them were teaching that. Malcolm X was worshiping another God.
Y'all preach to that though?
Yeah, y'all understand, right? The general consensus is, we read in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 29. Let's see what God says. Because we're going to let God be true and every man
a liar.
Every man going to be a liar this day. Read.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 29.
Yep.
Then thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness.
So at noonday, the sun is at its highest point. It's at its brightest time out here. Finding the truth should not be hard for anybody. Because it's obvious. You can see for miles on end, and you can see where the truth is. But that's not going to be the case when these curses come upon our people. God says it's going to be right in front of you, and you're not going to be able to see it. My point, those two brothers that came here smoking weed, the brother said, yeah, I told my friend to come over here because this is the closest thing I've ever seen that's speaking truth. That's what he said. But as soon as the commandment came out, what happened? That's it, brother. That's it. That's it. My point is, the truth is right here. It's right here. Malcolm X used to come to our own school in the 60s. The truth is right here. You can tell in his audios that I have. Marcus Garvey says, he calls America Babylon the Great. That is nowhere in the Quran. Only the Israelites teaching this is Babylon. Only the Israelites teaching that Babylon going to be destroyed. Where did Marcus Garvey get that from? Our old elders. That's right. That's where he got it. Only the children of Israel are teaching about that. So the truth is right here. Why choose Islam? The truth is right here. Why choose the UNIA? It's right here in front of you. Read.
And thou shalt not prosper.
Wait, what does God say?
And thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
That's what God says. God says the UNIA is not going to prosper. It may grow, but it's not going to prosper. The Nation of Islam is going to grow, but it's not going to prosper. That's what God said. That's what God said. Where did Marcus Garvey spend his last years?
So let me know. So listen.
In a white man's prison for damn mail fraud. For stuff he didn't even do.
That's not failure, brother. See, listen.
Read that again.
Brother.
and thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
What happened to the Black Panthers? The white man intervened and jailed Huey Newton.
Bring it out.
The white man killed Fred Hampton.
That's right.
What does that mean? God says you will not prosper without keeping his commandments.
That's right.
It's not going to happen.
That's right.
We love our people. We support our people. But we damn sure ain't going to lie to you.
Bring it out.
We damn sure ain't going to lie to you. Read that again.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
Read.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled.
What does God say?
Only oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee.
And what?
And no man shall save thee.
And what?
And no man shall save thee.
Joshua 6.
And no man shall save thee.
And no man shall save thee.
And no man shall save thee.
And no man shall save
Read
thee.
it again. And no man shall save thee.
And no man shall save
That's
thee.
what God says.
That's right.
Every one of the movements that we love these men, we admire these men, because you can tell they love their people.
Right.
God says, when you stray from these commandments, you're among the congregation of the dead.
That's right.
They strayed from the commandments. They had the right intentions. And we...
Not Marcus Garvey. Now listen.
Read it again, please, from the top.
Can I have one question?
Verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
You know what's so funny?
Prosper.
What's his
Here,
name?
right now.
J. Edgar Hoover. You say you want to hear his
I'm
question?
hearing God right now.
So did you hear what God said so far? Who did God... Go to Luke 1. Go to Luke 1. Verse 68. Start at 68. Let's see, because we're looking for someone to save us, correct? You agree, brother? You said no. You said no? Oh, okay. So,
because the soul of God, like you said,
that's what the Bible says.
Yeah.
But if you defile the temple, what's God going to
You know
do?
what the word defile means?
What is, if you defile your temple?
You know what the word defile means. I'm just saying. Because the way I heard you say that to me earlier, and your definition had a limited point of view.
Really?
In my
Really? Okay. So God says, if you defile the temple, he will destroy you. So you tell me, hold on. What is going to cause God to destroy you in your definition of defiling?
The reason I say that because you didn't mention thought as something that could defile you as well. Negative thoughts, right? And the reason I'm confused is because a lot of the thought processes are rooted in the white man's power versus God's power, right? So, right? A lot of the roots of the conversation is rooted in what we had done by white people, not by God's power. So that's why I say Garvey teaches without confidence for defeated.
Who did we read earlier sent us into slavery?
I'm gonna land right here.
Land your plane. Go
I'm
ahead. He be on Clubhouse.
I started with.
He be listening on Clubhouse.
I believe it's a good
Oh,
fight
yeah.
of faith. And I hear a lot of fear.
You hear a lot of fear with what?
Listen to y'all fighting the fight of fear against the white man.
What are you talking
versus
about?
faith in what we can do as a people.
Who else out here is in the streets professing the white man's the devil?
Bring it out. That's right.
Name one Christian pastor that's standing in the corners and will tell the white man, everyone passing by, that they're the devil.
We do.
What's your race?
No, you're nice hell.
What's your race?
Yeah. I always tell
What's
people,
your race?
I already told you, a direct descendant
Of what?
Of the one that created everything. Of the Most High God.
Which is who?
Elohim.
Give me that in
Yahweh,
Exodus 4:22. Firstborn.
Like Yeshua.
Okay, let's see.
Yeshua.
So let's see who's the direct descendants from God. That's what he just said, right? He said they're direct descendants. Okay. Let's read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord.
Thus say who?
The Lord, Israel, is my son, even my firstborn.
So who are the direct descendants of God? Say that again. You see that? I like Unc, man. Give Unc a round of applause, man.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is,
okay, what you saying now?
Because of that truth.
Okay.
Because of that truth.
What's your race?
I'm Hebrew.
You're an Israelite.
Yeah,
right.
I'm Israelite.
One more try.
I'm Israelite.
One more try.
Tribe of Judah.
Okay. Oh, say to the camera right there.
What I'm saying is, brother.
So UNIA.com, people
What
can hear
I'm saying
it.
is, in our consciousness, as we order our steps, right? That is a moment in time where we originate from. But we also, like you said, have the Spirit of God inside of us. Our lineage precedes that, goes all the way back to the Creator, right? That's why His Spirit is inside of us. What I'm saying is that thought process gives me confidence that I can execute anything. Therefore, I don't have to talk about what the white man do. I have to focus on what we're doing together with the faith that we can execute it.
Okay. Earlier, we read how we rob and steal from one another, correct? That had nothing to do with the white man, did it? Nothing, right? We read how we kill one another, correct? That had nothing to do with the white man. When I read to the brother about defiling his temple, that had nothing to do with the white man. It's about him. You, the Spirit of God is not going to dwell in you if you are going to poison your temple.
That's right.
It's just that simple.
Right.
If you're going to poison your temple, why would God stick around? In all His righteousness and glory, He's going to stay with those who are keeping His commandments. So, I made a statement earlier. All of our great leaders of old, none of them were keeping the commandments, no matter how much they knew about the Bible. And it's due to ignorance as well. They may have not known. But my point is this. You read, from a point in time, you said from a point in time, we were direct descendants from God, right? Because we start shaving off our beard, because we start eating pork, we start defiling our temple with cigarettes, we start lusting after white women, we start getting tattoos. All of these are sins according to God. And this is how we fall from being the mightiest people on the planet to niggas in the West End.
That's right.
This is how it happens. This is how it happens.
Right.
When you forsake God's commandments, these are the results. Give me Lamentations 4 verse 1.
Bring it out.
Lamentations 4. What time is it? All right, I got 3 minutes. Read that.
Bring it out.
Book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
How is the gold become dim?
Now, you said you have confidence because you are a direct descendant of God. You are what the Bible calls pure gold. That's how God is going to refer to you. You're pure gold. But the Bible says, how is that pure gold now become dim? Because not only are we in the West End, but we drunk in the West End, we high in the West End, we hating one another in the West End. We are some hateful people. So you said you want to gain some type of success, correct? Or you say you can achieve it because you're free.
No.
Yes or no?
It's
No.
already happened.
Okay, it's already happened.
And every vow is promised. It's not
Okay.
I'm not chasing that. That's going to happen.
To those who keep the commandments.
And that's enough. Wherever God ordered, He already ordered it.
Okay. For those who keep the commandments.
So I'm cool with them.
Okay,
And
we're gonna
I'm
get
not
that too.
chasing that.
How many minutes I got now?
I know
We gotta
it's
get it
coming.
all in. Go ahead.
How is the gold become dim?
How is the gold become dim?
Right?
How is the most fine gold changed?
Whoa! How is it that we are, hold that, don't lose it, Deuteronomy 7 and 6. I want to show y'all something. Because we talk about these various ideologies and belief system and what we want to establish. But it ain't got nothing to do with God. It don't got nothing to do with God. God says if you don't keep His commandments, no man is going to prosper. No man is going to save you. That's what God says. But go ahead.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
No equality.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
God says there's no equality in the Bible.
That's what Garvey taught.
He made sure the children of Israel understood that we are above all people on the face of the earth.
That's right.
That's what God said. There's no such thing as equality. So in that, go back to Lamentations 4.
Book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 1. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed?
So how is it we go from being above all people on the planet to now being on the bottom? How is that? When you think about the ghetto, do you think about Asian people? You think about Chinese people when you hear the word ghetto? No. Who you think about? When you hear thank you, brother. When you hear ghetto, the first people that come to your mind is so-called black people. The second people, so-called Mexicans and us Hispanics. That's the order. And guess what? Those are the children of Israel. God says He created you above all people on the face of the earth. How is it that you change that? What are we doing that have changed? We stopped keeping God's commandments.
Right.
We stopped doing that. Read it again.
How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street.
Because they destroyed our temple, right?
The precious stones of Zion.
The who?
Precious stones of Zion.
That's us. We're scattered into the streets. They destroyed our temples. They destroyed our villages. They took our homes. They took our lands and cast us out. And then sit back and say, look at them. Look at them. Listen, let me tell you something. Ain't nobody saying we can't win. But you ain't going to do it without keeping God's commandments. That is the bottom line. Give me that in Revelation. Revelation 14. I want Revelation 22, actually. 22. Give me that. Revelation 22. This is the very end of the book. Because you said you're trying to think about the finish line, right? Okay. Here go the finish line. The last book of the Bible. It don't get no more finish line than this. Read.
The book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
So we all heard that, right? Blessed are they that do his commandments, because what is the end goal? Let's see what the end is.
That they may have right to the tree of life.
Whoa. Go ahead.
And may enter in through the gates.
Whoa. And you ever heard the term the pearly gates? Right? Now, huh? Right, and streets of gold, right? Here's the thing. This is talking about the kingdom. How does it say we're going to acquire the end goal, like you said, or the finish line, or the reward? What must we be doing? Not a damn person said nothing about no water baptized out here. Read it again from the top. Y'all about to have me go.
Oh, go ahead. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
What does that say? Thank you, brother. Thank you. His commandments. So to get to the end, like you said, you must be keeping the commandments of God.
That's right. That they may have right to the tree of life.
It says, you said it's already promised from God. He said that you may have right, meaning ownership to this. Read.
And may enter in through the gates into the city.
Into the holy city of Jerusalem, where you will rule over your oppressors. The only way you're going to be able to do that is if you keep the commandments of God.
That's right.
Let's close out. Matthew 26. Oh, keep reading, sorry.
For without are dogs.
What are the other nations?
For without are dogs.
Because the kingdom is not promised to the other nation. God says they're dirty, stinking, filthy dogs. That's what God says. And I love that thing. That made me feel so good.
And sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters.
Who's not going to get in?
Idolaters. Who? Idolaters. Who? Idolaters.
We have tattoos on us with all types of idolatry. God says if you don't repent from that thing, you're not getting the end goal. You're not getting the kingdom. You got to go to the Lord. Let's get that Leviticus 19 real quick. Okay.
Just a question, dude. Because we're talking about idolatry, right? And you're an Omega, right?
That's not it.
No. I
My
mean,
only identity.
real quick.
No, hold on.
Real quick,
I'm asking
just
you a question. I'm asking you a question.
let me ask you a question.
I'm asking you a
'Cause
question.
I see the horseshoe.
I'm asking you a question.
Do you denounce that?
I'm asking you a question.
Do you denounce that?
So,
Just a question. Just listen, brother. Because I used to be a Christian.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
I denounce Christianity, right? So I'm asking you a question. Do you denounce? Do you denounce being an Omega Psi Phi or a Q dog?
Let me ask you a question.
So you don't denounce it?
Brother, I ain't say that.
I'm asking you.
Stop my mouth.
I'm asking you a question.
Allow me to speak.
A quick yes or no
Allow me to
question.
speak.
Do you denounce
Allow me
being
to
an
speak,
Omega Psi
brother.
Phi?
Allow me to
Go ahead.
speak.
You denounce it.
Allow me to speak.
Go ahead.
Brother, I don't denounce anything. I accept that God created all things and nothing was created but by Him.
Okay. So did God create another God for you to worship?
Who said I worship anything, brother?
You had to make a vow.
Who said I worship?
You made a vow.
Who said I worship?
You made a vow
Wait,
in front of an altar.
Who is it? So my
If
answer
the elders of Vine
my
9 made
only
a vow
identity
in front of an
is a
altar.
direct
You see how
descendant
people will not
of the
choose
one
God
that created
over the
everything.
idols that
I
they
just
love.
chose it.
Right.
My
He won't
only
denounce
identity
Omega
is
Psi
a
Phi.
direct
Right? He
descendant
won't
of
denounce
God.
that he
What are you
worshiped
talking
another
about? You
God.
lying to me right
He
now.
won't denounce
I
that he
told
made
you
a
what-
vow
who
to
I
another
worship
God.
and focus
He won't
on.
denounce
God,
that
the
he
Most High
vowed in
Father.
front of another
You want the words
altar
of my mouth?
to
But I
another
love
God.
God.
So
The
that's
rest of
why
God,
we won't get out of our captivity, because we love other gods before God. So I'm asking you a
Right
question.
here, bro.
Do you denounce the God of Omega Psi Phi? Do you denounce that? Do you denounce that? You see, he accepted the writings of Marcus Garvey, the UNIA, right? But guess what?
Things that are part of my life.
Are you still an Omega Psi Phi? Are you still an Omega? Are you still an Omega? Are you still an Omega?
For the good.
Read that part.
I know the laws. So
Well, without a dog, the Q dog is not making it to the kingdom. If you a Q dog, you will not make it into the kingdom. Read. And sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers,
and whoremongers, right? They jump up and down with their butt out in these different parties that Qs and Omegas do. But he won't denounce that. Read.
and idolatry.
And what?
Idolatry.
You worship another God. And you got your God tattooed, branded on your arm, and you won't denounce it. He won't denounce it. He won't denounce it. Just like the slave master used to do to our people. He won't denounce it. He got two of them. He won't denounce it. So that lets us know all that talk that he had about being better, about being perfect, and about being good, he won't denounce the idol that he worships. He won't denounce that. And that's why we're not going to make it. Right? Read that one scripture. Read that again. You don't love God, you hate God. You love Omega Psi Phi. Read that.
Well, without a dog,
Luke 16 and 13. Read that.
the book of Luke, chapter 16 and verse 13. No servant can serve two masters.
You can't serve the Most High God and Omega Psi Phi.
Read. For either he will hate the one,
You gotta hate that Omega Psi Phi. Read.
and love the other.
You gotta love the Most High God that created you. Read.
Or else he will hold to the one
You hold to Omega Psi Phi. Read.
and despise the other.
You hate the Most High God that created you. Read.
Ye cannot serve God.
You can't just serve that horseshoe. You can't just serve God and who else?
And mammon.
You can't serve God in that horseshoe. You can't do it, bro. It is what it is. You out, man. You out the spirit because you want to denounce that. You want to denounce that BS. Now give me Matthew 26 verse 6. That's the problem. We serve and worship other gods and we won't denounce them.
What is the nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word